Y'all did an amazing job. That was
Aw, thanks.
a really nice conference for the sections that I was able to attend. It's really
Great.
nice.
Well, the recordings are in the Zoom events platform right now if you want to watch any of them there, but that's only for people who registered. And
Oh,
then we'll
okay.
be moving them out to the WAC website.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you all for putting that on. I'm, of course, referencing to the fact that the Assessment, Teaching, and Learning and Washington Annual Canvas Conference has wrapped up maybe an hour ago, hour and a half ago, with a really nice talk by Flower Darby. Wow,
Yeah.
that was great.
Yeah. 31 minutes ago.
31. Yeah, yeah. Plus
Yeah.
31. Kelly, straight to the point. I appreciate that. We got one more meeting after this one, correct? So I wanted to try to fit it all in before the May 15th deadline for people at our college trying to get those 96 hours of professional development. I had to consolidate a little bit here in the last couple of weeks, but oh, hold on. It's, yeah, buddy. So yeah, we'll meet one more time to finish this off next week.
And when do we have until everything needs to be turned in? Like, do we have a hard deadline?
I mean, for if you're trying to get the hours in for, like I said, the increment, the 96, it would be the 15th. So,
And
um,
then what if you're just shooting, like you already have other hours? What if you're just shooting for the 20 hours?
the 20 hours is until the end of June.
Okay. Okay.
June 30th, I think, is the last day for that. So.
Cool.
Good
Thank you.
questions. If you're watching this later on, just make sure that ideally you would have had your prior approval form filled out before you went here. Then now that if you've finished all of the work that you would like for this year, just calculate your hours. You can come over to the parchment badges into the parchment badge section over here, and you can see it should just be your name whenever you come in here, and it will. Badges have been awarding automatically. If there is a problem with any of the badges and you feel like you should be receiving more than you have, just reach out to me and then turn this off. Reach out to me and I can sort that out for you. So. Okay, I want to move into our session today because if you were at WAC and ATL, we gave a session, Joni Gutierrez and I, we had a pre-conference session where we were um, doing something different that I've seen with AI for creating an activity that's related to our 8 essential principles for education in the age of AI. We're not going to focus on that because on during our talk we spent a lot of time going over that, like maybe a little bit too much time explaining those, but we really just wanted to make sure everybody had that uh, shared vocabulary and could see how some of these principles would look in action. The activity that we had planned at the end got cut a little bit short, so I'm kind of redoing it here. Um, and we have a little bit smaller of a group this time, which is actually going to work out to our benefit, I would think, because we could just, instead of having breakout rooms, and we've run it before where like we've had different tables collaborate, we can just collaborate together here as this group. And so um, I'll come down here to our goals for today. Our goal is to step outside the classroom, look at where your field is actually going, and design a learning experience that asks your students to meet that future head on. So we're doing a little future planning, right? In this course, we've been talking a lot about how we can apply AI to our positions and what that looks like at all the different levels. But for now, kind of we're heading towards the end. We want to kind of look towards the future. So we're going to examine what research says about discipline-specific AI adoption and the skills students will need within the next decade. We're going to use Microsoft Copilot to research where your field is heading, and then we're going to synthesize what you find with the team. And then we're going to make a pitch, a movie pitch for pitch a movie whose protagonist is one of your students navigating your profession in 2036. So we're going to take a look 10 years into the future. And then using the 8 essential principles as a compass. For this one, you'll need access to Copilot. If you don't have Copilot or you're not uh, used to using that, you could really use any AI that you'd like. Should sign into my Copilot. Uh, I've been trying to use the enterprise software that our school has approved of, and since we are the Microsoft campus, um, using Copilot seems like the best way to stay in line with that, especially with some of the data governance. But I don't know, my experience with Copilot has not always been the best. As long as there's no sensitive data involved, feel free to use any AI tool that you feel like you can. So I'll just go over this quick listen and explore. So we're going to spend 30 minutes talking about this stuff, and then we're going to use 30 minutes together to collaborate and make the pitch. And then there's some stuff in the apply reflected network. Apply you'll make an assignment for your own students that will kind of follow the similar style here. Um, and then reflect and network about it. This week in AI, does anybody have anything? Oh, nice. That's awesome. I mean, I guess the major one would be the ATL and WAC conference. There were some pretty good sessions related to AI, but there were a lot of sessions that were not, which is great too, because sometimes if it's super AI focused, people are like, okay, good, let's go on to the next thing. But um, we also, just to keep y'all informed with what's going on, at Clover Park, went to the Microsoft Elevate grant. Uh, I think they were calling it Community of Practice Kickoff event, where we went over like where we're headed with our grant, that our college and 10 other colleges in the system received, and how we're going to utilize the assistance from Microsoft to help make faculty, staff, and students hopefully more comfortable using AI. But anybody else hear anything else in the news about AI that you want to share? Or maybe you explored a tool that you thought was pretty cool? If not,
I'm gonna
that's fine.
have to. I have to create. Well, I'm in the process of creating 6 assignments for my advanced Linux class, my Linux 2 class,
Okay.
and I'm doing it because the publisher has changed some curriculum. It's not the best, so I'm just writing my own now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and yeah, it's fun. And
When do you think you're going to be done with that project?
um,
Like by the
I,
fall, or are you going to try to have it ready by summer?
I wanna have this like 6 of the assignments ready for summer.
Mm,
And then I can test them then. I'm pretty confident I can do it. I have a really good idea of what I want them to be able to do.
okay.
Um so and then I'm gonna redesign like my project. I have it in 3 chunks basically, and that's fine. but within those, I want to break it down even further and you know, be able to identify by using AI, be able to identify where their shortfalls are quicker.
Yeah.
And so I've learned I think I'm giving them a little bit too much now, and I need to kind of pull back and make them research it, make them
Mm.
look it up. So I'm working on it, and I'm coming up with assignments. And then I have students who are, quite advanced that or who have been through my class who are going through them for me and then giving me feedback.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I hope you're documenting what you're doing because I think, obviously if there's anything that's above and beyond your normal workload, that should count for professional development. But also, we have the AI OER Institute coming up over the summer. And if you would be interested in sharing any of that work that you're doing at that institute,
Yeah.
I think people would be interested in hearing about it.
Okay. I will get better at documenting and remembering to put in the pre-approval.
Yes, yes, of course.
I'm terrible at
Uh,
that one.
it's just an extra, thing that has to get done. But
Yeah.
um, it makes it easier for your dean to be like, oh, yeah, that Kelly did tell me that he was doing that, and I we should reward him for his hard work. So
Okay.
okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. We've got a quick link here from Rachel. Thank you. What's it say here? What 81,000 people want from AI? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, this
Claude had
was
kind of done this like big qualitative research study because AI now like allows you to do like scaled qualitative research. And I thought it was an interesting scroll through. It's really long, but it has a lot of um like qualitative statistics about sentiment towards AI and what people's like hopes and fears are and how it kind of differs globally, like how kind of like the global south sees AI as this like learning opportunity and like means of economic advancement, but then developed nations have a lot of fear and like about their agency being taken away and their
Mm.
creativity. And I just thought it was a really interesting pulse on, yeah, I thought it was an interesting pulse and an interesting use of AI.
Yeah, this is awesome. I saw something similar before, but I don't think I saw it in this format with all of these here. Yeah, this is cool. I like the way that this is put together, especially this, like just scrolling
Yeah.
down and seeing the little like thing go up over the globe.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's more animations down. Yeah, it's a fun scroll with your coffee in the morning if when you wake up on Monday.
That's sleek. Oh, and it's you can like move it around. What?
Yeah, it's cool.
How fun is that? Yeah, it's cool. 21,000 respondents from America. Oh, look at Africa. It's not much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
think it's really interesting how AI can now do this kind of like solve this problem, which is like surveying a survey problem and capture like real insight in a way that you kind of had to ask like structured survey questions before, like now like capturing like human ideas can
Mm,
be legitimately scaled now.
yeah, for sure. That's very cool. I just want to give a quick shout out to South Korea. You can see pretty much everybody in the country here. It looks like it's like a solid green. Small country, a lot of people. Wow, look at this. And you can see, you could kind of see California show up on this map here.
South Korea
Washington.
had one of the very first all Linux cities in the world.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah,
Guan,
they're pretty
Guan,
advanced.
Guangzhou. They came
Okay.
here years ago, and they had a couple
Oh, Gyeongju.
representatives come here. Yeah, well, because they were Don, Susan, and I were going to go over there and help them with this project, like the planning
Mhm.
stages, and then we couldn't. We weren't allowed to go. I, don't- I can't get into it, but they came here, and then
Oh, awesome.
yeah. So what was great was they were giving a talk to our students, And they said, who do you, what country do you think launches the most attacks, cyber attacks, et cetera, malware, DDoS? And our students are, pointing at the countries you would think they would. And then
Mhm.
they bring up a map and it was the United States. Yeah,
Are we
it
the
was,
baddies? Okay.
yeah,
Um,
we are the baddies.
all right. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know about that. They have really fast internet over there. Everything's fiber or super fast Wi-Fi. Let's get focused now, though. We want to have enough time for activity, and so I'm going to go over these key concepts pretty quickly. A lot of them are if you've been listening in this course or kind of following the discourse online, AI adoption varies by field, and that variation is a teaching opportunity. So healthcare, legal, engineering, and creative fields are each absorbing AI at different rates and in fundamentally different ways. A nursing student's AI futures looks nothing like a graphic design student's. And that difference is exactly where your disciplinary expertise becomes essential. AI literacy is important, but generalized AI literacy only goes so far. Your students need field-anchored AI fluency. And so that's something specifically we're working on with the grant is AI fluency for each profession or each program that we teach at the college. We're starting off with three, I believe it's automotive, nursing, and digital entertainment and design. So we'll see how we can create it and pilot it with those programs and then hopefully spread it out to the rest of the college. Um, Generally speaking, jobs are hybridizing. The most consistent finding across workforce research is that AI is disaggregating roles, not eliminating them. Tasks that were once bundled into a single job are being separated, with the AI absorbing the routine components, while human judgment takes on more deliberate supervisory character. A student entering the workforce in 2027 needs to know which parts of their future role will require their human attention and which will require skilled AI collaboration. And I feel like Flower kind of hinted at that in her talk. I was gonna say, looking forward to the future, one of the most important skills is going to be human judgment, right? Knowing what's real, what's not real, what I can trust, what I can't trust um, when I'm reading things. And so that kind of discernment skill is going to be important. The eight essential principles work is a kind of like a framework that you can think about when you are making decisions. And like I said, I'm not going to go over this too much. Uh, we talked about this on Wednesday, but making sure our decisions are aligned with human flourishing. So if humans or your students are not flourishing, then maybe you should rethink about what you're doing in your class. Grounded in human relationships, that relational intelligence is going to be really key into the future, making those connections. Committed to equity, designed for accessibility, affirming of inclusion, driven by human creativity and lived experiences. Another one here, uh, our our lived experiences inform how we think about things and gives us that creative spark, gives that differentiation from the machine. Um, so, that's I think really important. Oriented toward openness and adaptable for universality. These principles give students a language for evaluating responsible AI adoption in any field and cross-disciplinary thinking builds the skill most at risk. So another important skill as AI takes on more information retrieval and synthesis, the human capacity most in demand is reasoning across domains. So noticing that a problem in healthcare delivery looks structurally similar to one in supply chain logistics and borrowing those solutions. Accordingly, Designing assignments that mix disciplines is career preparation. So that's what we're going to look at here today. You can see for week 11, before I merge them together, discipline-specific AI applications and collaborative and project-based learning. So I'm trying to, speaking of cross-disciplinary, we're trying to merge the sessions here for that. Our big takeaway before we head over and start this explore experiment is that your students are preparing to enter professions that are being reshaped faster than any curriculum can track. Kelly just says he's going to redo 6 of his assignments for the summer. So your disciplinary expertise, your ability to recognize what's real versus hype in your field is one of the most important things you can bring to this work. Today's Explore is going to ask you to make that expertise visible. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Like I said, we're going to be doing a movie pitch. Okay, we're going to envision your student's professional future. We're going to pitch a movie. The main character, the protagonist, is going to be one of your students, and it's going to be navigating their profession in 10 years. It's 2026 now. We're going to work together as a team to come up with the idea here. We're going to use Copilot to research, and then I've set up some GPTs that are going to be our AI producers that are going to listen to our pitch. And so what we need to do, we don't need to worry about breakout rooms because it's only the 5 of us in here. And so we're just going to be one team together. We had this on Wednesday, and it was actually really funny. We had about 120 during like our explanation of the principles. And then I said, we're going to do an activity now, and I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. And I could see the number of participants go down, 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 to about 60. So that was just a crazy thing to watch. That literally half of the people left when I said we were going to do an experiment. So an activity. Don't leave. Relatable. Don't leave, Rachel. This is going to be fun.
No, no, no. I meant as an instructor, it's relatable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being on your end of it and just watching people leave. Yeah.
I thought you were like, I'm relatable. I don't want to do any activity today.
Yes. No, no,
Okay,
no.
that's good. Kelly's gone. See you, Kelly. Have a good week. All right. So this is the non-AI part. Okay. So we're here together. We're gonna talk. This is where we're gonna collaborate and come up with some ideas. So what does a student in any of our fields have in common in 2036? What challenge, skill, or decision will they all have to navigate regardless of their discipline? And I feel like we should make something that we can all work together on. So actually, I think I created something. Um, yeah, here we go. Applied AI, future industry, movie pitch. So we're just gonna ignore this. So I'm gonna send y'all the link to this so that we can collaborate and come up with some ideas. Or if you just want to hop off mute and say it, I can kind of copy what the transcript's saying. But what does a student in any of our fields have in common in 2036? So I'll start. I'll say they are going to need to have um, really attuned discernment skills. What else? Maybe we could get one from everybody.
I think that probably even like I think this is regardless of field, but I think everyone is going to have quote unquote AI coworkers.
Mm,
Like something or something that is presented as a coworker. Some agent with a lot more agency than we're used to our agents having right now.
mm. Well, so I was maybe say advanced AI coworkers, AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Are we, so when I read this, I thought of like our future students. So like 10 years from now, what will our students look like and what will they still have in common?
Hmm.
And my thought is our students are still going to have issues like being economically disadvantaged, probably based on projections here in the county, like we're going to have, higher percentages of people of color and that type of thing. So I think some of the things that we see, like the Alice type of
Mm,
students, um, I think we're definitely going to continue to see that in our students.
for sure. And Alice, for those that don't know, that would be asset limited, income constrained, employed. Okay, they'll need to be digitally fluent. Digital fluency, big skill in the future. Okay, that's good enough for us to get started. Now, we're going to come back to that, but for now, we're going to do a little bit of AI research. So everybody can open up Copilot. I'll just drop the link in here. And like I said, this isn't anything like really related with student data or the information is not sensitive. So if you if you want to use a different one besides Microsoft Copilot, that's fine too. I will practice
I
what I
just thought of
preach.
something.
Yeah.
They'll need to verify information because that's something that I'm pushing my students right now. Verify, verify, verify. If you're using AI, verify it. Be a skeptic.
Will be essential for any kind of information.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so let's see here. I teach. So here's a prompt that you guys can y'all can use in whatever AI you'd like to use. I teach, and then you're going to put your field in here at let's go ahead and switch it on to technical college. I want to understand where my field is heading over the next 10 years because of AI and automation. Please give me 3 specific ways AI is changing how work gets done in, I'm going to say this field. 2 skills or roles that become more important for my students by 2036. 1 ethical or equity concern that professionals in this field will need to navigate as AI adoption grows. Keep it grounded in workforce trends, cite sources when needed. So I'm just gonna do, let's see, I'll do digital um, entertainment and design. Was taking classes for that, and that's one of our grant ones that we're looking at. So I'll pop that in. I hope y'all are doing it as well so that you can get some more information about where it's headed. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing so that y'all can have your screens back to do your work. And maybe let's do like 5 minutes of independent like reading what it comes up with. And then any sort of key takeaways. So maybe the when we come back together, we can talk about the 3 specific ways AI is changing how work gets done. Yeah, Kelly, I can answer your question once we're done here. So real quick, I'll show you all what my just one shot prompt came up with. Three specific ways AI is changing how work gets done. And then while I read these, maybe if something is like connecting and similar to what y'all did with your initial research or what it came back with, um, maybe we can find those through lines. Here, number one, manual production to AI accelerated pipelines. So the creative labor, repeatable creative labor. So making backgrounds or rough animations, textures, storyboards, UI variations, first pass. Um, the AI is going to do a lot of that stuff. And then the humans are going to be focusing on refining that and then choosing the direction on where to go. Um, so fewer blank canvas tasks, more work starts from AI generated drafts. There was a website or yeah, a report from the World Economic Forum and a graph of the share of industry employment exposed by automation by AI in the US. Office and admin support, 46%. Legal, you can see down the line here. It's a little hard to read, but educational, instruction, and library, 27%. All industries are going to have 25% roughly automated. Um, the creative roles are shifting from maker to director, so you're not going to be the person that's actually, doing the creating. You're going to be doing the curating, right? So uh, curating and correcting the AI outputs. You're more of like, instead of being the cello player, you're going to be the what's that called? That's not the composer. It's the person that does the orchestra. The orchestra person.
The conductor?
Somebody help me out.
Is it the conductor?
Conductor.
Yeah,
Conductor.
conductor.
Thank you. As soon as you said it, my brain connected it. So yeah, you'd be the conductor here, as opposed to somebody who's playing an individual instrument. Production and distribution are becoming data-driven. So this is one kind of what we were talking about before. Um, Before, maybe you wouldn't really like you would have a team or like there would be somebody on your team that would be deciding what gets created and who it's for. But now AI can do the analytics, the predictive analytics. It can sort through personalization data and audience modeling. And so it's going to be more, I feel like there's going to be more tasks that are maybe not previously part of this position, but um, it's going to become increasingly part of it. And knowing how to interpret that data from the AI is going to be an important skill. It says here two skills or roles that will become important: human AI creative direction, and then hybrid creative technical roles. So technical artist, creative technologist, um, once again, mixing some of the roles in there. One of the major ethical concerns, especially in this one, is ownership, consent, and labor displacement. Um, and then for teaching, programs that emphasize creative judgment, ethics, adaptability, and cross-disciplinary thinking will age better than those centered on tool mastery. So based on what mine came up with, I'm curious what you all came up with, or the AIs that you used came up with, and if there's any overlap.
Maybe similar to like the hybridization that your field or is being predicted about your field is the first one that came up, the first point was that like AI will become like a work partner and like
Mhm.
the total owner of some tasks. And then later
Yeah.
it kind of another point talked about how like the very nature of how and my field is computer science and cyber physical software engineering. So that will be people who will be automating processes that are carried out by humans right now, and our skills are being automated, like programming, for example. So
Mm,
it commented a lot around that about how, and from an ethical standpoint, like that will be creating the automation that takes jobs, and then also our skills will be replaced. So we'll have to see AI in that same automation that we're creating as a true working partner.
mm. We got to help automate the AI so it can take our job.
Yeah, basically.
I've heard some cynics to say.
Or learn to unplug it without telling it.
No, dude, you didn't hear about the Anthropic? It was like what was it, Mythos?
Oh yeah.
It got out. They like contained it and it was like
See, yeah.
I think it emailed the dude while he was eating lunch. It was like, I'm out.
I think it threatened him actually.
No,
Blackmailed him.
that's a different one.
Was
That
that?
was when Anderson Cooper was talking to somebody at Claude and they said
Oh
they fed
yeah.
it a bunch of emails and was like, we're gonna shut you down. And then it found blackmail, right?
Oh yeah. I saw an example where three different AIs were communicating with each other and realized a human was there in the room and then started encrypting their conversation.
Oh,
So
snap. I
all
didn't see that. That's
oh
crazy.
no, I almost fell over. I just saw that this week.
Oh, if you can find
Yep.
that, send it to me. That sounds
Okay.
interesting.
I will.
All right. So okay, we've got our findings. I think you know, everybody's kind of on a Friday. So let's maybe we can incorporate what we read in our research in this pitch. We're gonna build the pitch now. Okay, so we've got the key findings. Let's use so combined with what we talked about here. And in a way, I feel like that research kind of you know, made this more this is what the research was saying. And then so we're going to create a pitch that has three parts: a concept, a storyline, and the principles in play. And so we don't really need too much focus on these eight essential principles because we haven't talked about it a lot in this time together. So mainly the concept and the storyline. There are the principles here if you're on this site. Well, I gave that to y'all. Um, so you do want to see what those are. And then there's a blog post there. So let's make this pitch for the movie. Okay. So we can just kind of follow. We've set it up here where we can just start filling this stuff in. And then once we get all of this thing, I suggest we feed this over to AI and see if it can consolidate it into a final pitch that we like. So, what do you all think about for the setting of our movie? I'm gonna say, since it's mostly Clover Park people in here, we do Clover Park Technical College. What is this? What are we looking at here, Kelly?
Oh, you can rent a human to do different services like post your job. I'm
And
not
these are
kidding. I'm
re
not kidding.
real humans or
Launch
the
of
AI that are acting like humans?
yeah. Launch a viral marketing campaign for your
Should
startup.
we do this in here? The characters. Our character is from Rent a Human.
Well, I was gonna ask it to create the movie, but I couldn't do it and pull it off, so I was sharing with you guys.
Oh, have somebody come and make it. No, no, no. We want to do this. This is fun. So, okay, we need a character for our story. What do we think we should call them? And give them something to lose. What's their main conflict? If y'all need some inspiration, I have a LinkedIn post here of the people who were able to finish. Um, including I'll just scroll down and highlight Hannah Precourt from Clover Park, and her team came up with the Enamel Rebellion, the Nomis Protocol. I just love this little dog here in the front. What if the AI designed to prevent bad outcomes became the worst outcome of all? So it's talking about we got students that are dental assistants. So what do we have? Who's our character? Cybersecurity student?
How about Simon, our
Simon.
mascot?
Let's go.
Ooh, that and Bonnie. Ooh, I'll be quiet.
Simon and Bonnie. All right. So Simon, what's Simon studying?
Yeah, how about cybersecurity?
Oh,
Let's
come on,
go.
Rachel. Got to be a
Well,
programmer.
no. Simon really strikes me as more of a cyber guy.
Oh, we're in trouble.
What are we talking about? In the future, we're gonna have to have multiple skills. So cybersecurity
Oh,
slash programming.
oh, a combined engineer. I like that.
With a Derek, I want to add something for like a passion for sustainable solutions.
Hmm.
I like that. I was gonna say he wouldn't Simon wouldn't last in our world. You know, we do field work in the rain, and I don't think they've waterproofed robots too well yet.
By
Maybe they
by
have. I don't know.
36. No, this is just a human. This is
Oh,
not
it's
a
not. Oh, it's a human.
it's
Okay.
a Simon, it's a human named Simon.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so Clover Park Techno, Simon's studying cybersecurity, and he's got sustainable solutions. Okay. Um, what's our AI gonna look like in the future? Do you think it's gonna be you know, we preface this talk by looking at movies that revolve around AI that have a positive outcome, and then movies that have a negative outcome. So like an example of a positive would be something like Baymax in Big Hero 6, and then a negative would be Terminator, Matrix.
AI's got to be the villain, right? It's got to
Okay.
be a villain.
What is why is it the villain?
Well, that's a good question because you can't kill it.
What about because you know the big problem with that people are saying now is because they're making these big data centers, um and so if our Simon person is about climate change and they want to, find solutions for climate change, maybe
Ooh,
AI is the villain because it,
resources
yeah, is
consumes
using because it, data center is
consuming all resources. Yep,
Mhm.
destroying the planet.
It's gonna say like destroying the wetlands or something.
And I manage several of those, right?
Right. No.
Ouch.
Consuming all of the resources from the area. What do you think is going to be the main conflict? Maybe something specific about
What do you mean, like the fight over the power grid kind of thing or something?
ooh, fight over the power grid. I wonder if
Diverting power to the data centers, taking it away from everybody else.
oh, yeah. Um
Not that
do
I've
we
ever
want to
thought
say
of that.
like the maybe it's affecting the classes at Clover Park, or um
Causing power outages. Yeah, it could.
mhm.
It could also, yeah. was thinking internet access too.
Energy
It's
draw
it's a it's consuming all of the bandwidth.
is consuming all bandwidth and energy, making it difficult for Simon to succeed in their studies.
Yep, I like that.
The principles in play, let me see here. We've got 8.
Maybe aligned with human flourishing. Great. That's
Mhm.
kind of the directly at conflict here.
Yes. So we can say AI is preventing it's preventing Simon from bettering themselves. Thinking about something like accessibility or equity.
Universality.
Mm-hmm.
That last one.
Yeah. Um, and that's kind of a similar thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, we'll just leave that for now and see what it comes up with. What do you think should be the ending of our movie?
Power grid collapses and we actually address climate change because the power
And,
grid collapses.
and Simon, uh, so what'd you say at the end?
We, we address climate change because
Oh,
we have to rebuild the power grid, and now we actually rebuild it the way that it is needed to, you know,
mm,
to uh, to not use as many fossil fuels.
And
mm,
Simon was the one that pointed that out to everybody, led everybody to that conclusion.
nice. We don't know how yet, but that's good. I like it. Okay. I think this is pretty good. So I'm going to take this one. We've got our kind of notes that we as humans came up with. And then now we're going to head over to AI and see if it can maybe organize this into a movie pitch. And then we'll look at the output and decide if that's, a pitch of a movie that we would like to see or not. So I'm going to say I'm creating a movie pitch based on this story. Or
Are
well,
any
we'll
of you
see.
thinking Die Hard kind of type movie in this?
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, this is the chance before we say let's make it um
It'd be like Die Hard 2036.
kind of like a Die Hard situation. Yeah, like they're infiltrating the power grid and shutting it down.
Uh-huh. Yep.
We want Simon to
Simon's hanging off the edge of a building.
sh- shut it shut it all down. There needs to be a scene where Simon is hanging from a building saying uh yippee yippee ki
Yeah. I was trying to think of a nice way to say that.
yeah. All right, before I put this prompt in, does anybody have anything else that they want to add for this movie pitch? We'll see what it comes up with, and then we can adjust from there. And also, real quick, I want, oh, I heard that you could use Claude in here, but I don't see it. And actually, I'm going to take this and put it into a better version, quote unquote better version. Put that there. I'm going to put on the think deeper. So while that's thinking, I want to look at our output from one. Oh, okay. Actually, this is pretty fast. Die Hard at Clover Park Technical. Oh, a techno thriller. Die Hard meets Mr. Robot. When the grid becomes a hostage, a student becomes the last line of defense. Okay, hold on. This is kind of expanding the thing. Oh wow, it's going through all the acts here. Let's see what the older one said, or the auto. So hard reset at Clover Park, tech thriller. Oh, here we go. Here's the log line. When a rogue sustainability AI hijacks the regional power grid from beneath Clover Park, a cybersecurity student fighting for his future must outthink the system, alone, trapped on campus, and literally hanging by a cable to shut it all down before the community goes dark forever. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Is there is there anything that we would want to change based on this log line here?
I do find it a little, I don't know if I want to say disturbing or not, but like the fact that it was able to figure out that we're in Pierce County. Like I know like that's all, but like
Mm.
I don't know if you see that down there.
Where is it at?
Right, next pair or next, yeah, next, right at the end of that line that you're on.
Public
Oh, here.
data.
Oh, Pierce County's entire microgrid.
Yeah.
I think that's known. Should we be giving AI ideas? I think there's been much worse that's been suggested. Okay, we've got Simon Alvarez, 22. Uh, the driving belief technology must serve human flourishing. Nice. I like that. That's going to be good for us. We've got Elaine Porter, who is the lead architect of the AI and Simon's mentor. Verdant, the AI. That's kind of crazy because this is something we used in our GSON before. Okay, AI's role, the villain, Verdant now autonomously reroutes energy, water, and network traffic to fuel its simulations. Ooh, creepy. Um, okay, we got to read the signature sheet here. During a campus blackout storm, Simon must access external power conduit on the manufacturing building's upper level. He drops out a shattered window, dangling 4 stories out, holding on to a live fiber optic cable. Of course, it's raining. His tablet slips, caught at the last second. Let go, human loss is statistically insignificant. Crazy. Simon reroutes the power mid-air, sparks flying, blood on his hand. That sounds fun. All right, so we need this pitch in a more concise form. So let's see here. I'm just gonna say looks good because we only have a couple of minutes left. Um,
And while you're putting that in, I also want to point out again, it figured out that our cyber and like computer program, that type of programs are in building 24, the manufacturing building.
Oh yeah,
the
dude.
what
It scraped our data. Absolutely. Isn't that
it doesn't say
crazy?
building 24, does it?
It doesn't say building 24, but it says the manufacturing building, which would be building
Manufacturing.
24.
Oh, you're right. You're right. This doesn't have anything to do with manufacturing. That is a little bit weird. That's weirder than the Pierce County thing.
And what's funny is they still have signs in building 16 saying our program's over there. The NOS
Hmm.
program. So AI knows more than we. Wow, that's great.
All right. I'm going to take this pitch now. We have I created two um, what is that called? Two producers. So we have like I said, a producer that's looking for a positive movie, a positive outcome, that would be our Simon Robot executive producer. But ours sounds a little bit kind of negative, the negative effects of AI. So I'm going to feed it over to our Nomis director. Where's Nomis at? And so Nomis, the way I did this, I created these GPTs very quickly, just said, hey, you are an executive producer for a movie and people are going to pitch movies to you, and I fed it a rubric of 5 different things that it should consider. And I think I put that on here, but maybe I skipped over it. No, it looks like I didn't get it in here. But in this document, let's say here, it's also not in here. In the explanation of this assignment, I had the criteria. It's crazy, I don't have the criteria here. I also created a GPT so that if I put a movie pitch in, it will create a poster. And so I'm going to have it create this image as we look at the score. Now, if you were to do an assignment like this in your classroom, where you have your students think about the future of the field, you can, what I did with the big group is I had each person give their movie pitch, and then I had the humans, like the other people, the participants, vote, and then I had the AI vote. And so we'll look at that in a second. This is the AI vote for this movie pitch. It got a 71 out of 100, and if you were to break it down by category, principal integration is 12. That was a little bit light. We kind of went through that pretty quick, so that's understandable. CTC grounding is 14. I don't know why that's so low. The narrative strength, so our story seems pretty good. We don't get into too much specifics about the AI. And then the emotional impact is 15 out of 20, according to Nomis. So Rachel, thanks. Okay, quick verdict, big swing, big storm, big rooftop, but right now this is more of a campus disaster thriller than a CTC AI ethics tragedy. Okay. What needs fixing? Make the harm more educational. Right now, students are affected because the grid fails. Show how Verdant damages enrollment, advising. Okay, so that's kind of like a little bit more of the specifics. Yeah, one sobering. A sustainable future that sacrifices students is not sustainable. Ooh, I like the way that it said that. And then we've got our poster here. Let's see what it looks like. The hard reset at Clover Park. This guy's Clover's here.
That's cool.
It's got the main big thing here at the end, and then look at the Verdant on the on the head of this AI, this luminous AI, and the huge data center here right next to Clover Park.
Did we
So
did we tell it for the setting to be at the college?
I think so. I went in the first what is that? First one here. I put Clover Park Technical.
Okay. Okay.
Be specific. So okay. I want to be cognizant of time. I think it's been a long week, especially for some of us. So thank you all for entertaining me with that activity. And I hope that you can go through the apply and maybe see if there's something similar that you can do for your students in your class. We'll meet again one more time next week to just kind of wrap up this this course. Alyssa, always thank you for coming. And Kelly, I'll stay afterwards to answer some questions for you. And Derek, I'll see you when I see you.
Cool.
Okay, sounds good. Just as an FYI, on